Hey everybody, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and in this video I want to talk about two ARTNet or sACN nodes that I use and which one you should get. So today we're going to be talking about the ENTTEC ODE versus the Chauvet DMX-AN. Now, I've reviewed both of these guys in the past, and I've talked about them both extensively, and I've used them both on shows even together. And so now I want to walk through what the main differences are between these and help you decide which one is best for you, because there's definitely some differences between these two boxes. They may look the same, they may seem to do the same thing, but when you get into it and when you really start using these guys on shows, there's a couple things that I've noticed that I want to help you see so that you can make the best decision when you're looking for a node. So let's dive in. At the base level, the DMX-AN and the ENTTEC ODE are very similar. They both convert ARTNet or sACN signal to DMX. The ODE has one port, it's also got it flipped for an input. The DMX-AN has two ports, but you can flip one of them for an input using an adapter. So 2 ports, 1 port. Other than that, they do the same thing. The DMX-AN's a lot less expensive, and the ODE feels better built. They both have external power supplies. The DMX-AN can be powered by PoE. The ODE, there's a separate PoE version you can buy. So where does the difference really lie in these two nodes? Well, I've had the opportunity to use both of these nodes a good bit, and I can tell you they both work. They both put out stable DMX in both ARTNet or sACN modes, even over many hours. They both respond. They both deal fine with up to 4 or so universes of DMX on the network. So where's the difference lie? Well, the main key difference between these guys, and this is the pull your hair out versus life is easy, is in the configuration and setup. And so I want to walk you through how it's different between the two of these so you can see for yourself. Let's dive in.
All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and configure the DMX-AN. Say I need to change the universes I'm outputting from it, change from ARTNet to sACN, or maybe change the IP address. All right, so on the back of the unit, I see that its default is 2.0.0.1. That's the default IP address that I can type in to get to the DMX-AN. So we're going to type that in. And the first thing we're going to notice is, oh, I can't get to it. Okay, my computer can't reach it right now. And that's because of a networking principle called the Subnet Mask. Basically, I'm on a network right now with just kind of a regular home router, just a regular old router that's assigning IP addresses through DHCP. And we're not in the same range as 2.0.0.1. We're in the 192 range. And our Subnet Mask is set appropriately so that we cannot see. So I just got to go to my right click on my network here in Windows. There's, again, depending on your computer, different ways to get to this. Pull that window over to you. Now we're going to do change connection properties. And then we're going to go ahead. That wasn't the right place. We'll go to change adapter settings. Now this window pops up and we're going to right click properties. Finally, IPv4 properties, turn off automatic, that's DHCP, and use address. And we want to be in the same range. So I'm going to go 200, let's say 5. I know there's nothing else there. All right, then I need to enter Subnet Mask. So it entered one for me. That's fine. I'll press enter. Boom. Now I'll just wait a second. Make sure everything went in. I'll just hit status right here, right click in status details. Boom, I can see here it's changed, but at this point it takes a second usually. And now we're going to go back, and now we can dial it up here in Chrome. Okay, now I can get in and I can change settings on the DMX-AN. Now, I could go ahead and leave the IP address the same, but I want to be able to reach it on this show network that I'm on, and it's a 192 type network. So I'm going to just give this an IP address now, 192.168.0. I'm going to do 98 because I know that at 100 my router starts assigning addresses, and I'll leave the subnet mask there. and then I'll hit apply. Okay, well, guess what? Now I've done that, reconfigured it, and so now I get to change my IP address again. Okay, so back to this window, back to properties. Now we'll let it do it automatically. Okay, close. Okay, now it's redone that. Now I can go to 192. Oh, what was that number? 168.0.98, I think. We're either right or we're wrong. Okay, we're right. And now we can configure it again. So now we can go in, change our ports between input and output, change our DMX rate, change our protocol type, change our universes, press apply, and we won't get redirected elsewhere. So that was kind of a pain in the butt to configure. Now, let's go and configure the ODE. All right, so to configure the ODE, the first thing I'm going to do is just launch a program ENTTEC has called the NMU. Really great program, the node management utility. I'll press that. It comes up, I press discovery. Now it's going to find my ENTTEC devices. I've got 2. Okay, this is an old ODE. It's the original version, but now they have a Mark II. Regardless, we'll press configure here. We get this great window that pops up. We can change the name, the IP address, the protocol, the subnet universe, the port direction, the speed. We can even send some test signal, okay? Now, the Mark II, which I don't have here again, can do DHCP. So you can have it set so that the router's going to assign its IP address, so you don't even need to do it here. But say I go in here and say I set this to 2.0.0.1, all right? And I save it, and I restart the unit. Now, you would think because my computer isn't set up right, doesn't have the right subnet mask to change that I wouldn't be able to even see this unit. Like if my DMX-AN, say I'd set it to 2.0.0.6 and I forgot to write it down and I forgot to put it on the unit, I'd have to press the reset button in order to be able to get that back to 2.0.0.1 to be able to set it to the IP address that I want it to be. And so it's so much simplified with the ENTTEC stuff because you've got this node management utility. So just pop in here to the OpenDMX Ethernet, boom, press configure. I can now change the IP address again. I can do this all without moving around, without changing my computer setup and messing with, my IP address and having to change it back and go into Windows settings and all that. So I hope you can kind of see here the difference between the two. Now, back to live video.
All right, so I hope that was an insightful look at the differences between configuring these 2 units, because they can seem very similar, but as you can see, if you're going to be using a node a lot and you're going to be reconfiguring it for different setups and different shows and changing the IP address, changing the universes and stuff like that, then the DMX-AN, or if you're going to be using a lot of them, the DMX-AN is probably not going to be the pick for you. It's probably going to frustrate you to the point of pulling your hair out every time you have to reconfigure it. But at the same time, if you're going to configure it once, install it, leave it there, use the same IP and same setup every time, then hey, buy the DMX-AN. Good unit. The ODE, however, I would suggest if you're a professional user, if it matters to you that it's easy to configure, that it's easy to pull up in a piece of software, that it's easy to manage a small army of nodes without getting lost, dazed, confused, or frustrated, then I definitely recommend the ODE. Great unit. They're both solid units. I like them both, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what you need. So if you're new here, click below to grab a free guide. I'm going to send you over to Learn Stage Lighting and make sure you get a free guide to help you make better lighting. Thing number 2 is that I also want to send you over to a post where you can learn some more about ARTNet or sACN, networked DMX, if you're new to this whole thing. And then I'll see you guys around here on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you get the latest videos. I'll see you guys around. Thanks.